the rain on the chapel roof, like a heart that learned to cry. Your name was written in the thunder, but your hand had left mine. We loved like souls with no tomorrow, burning bright against the wind. You saw the boy behind my sorrow. You touched the places I kept hidden. We had nothing but the moonlight and a dream too wild to tame. Every kiss became a promise, every whisper lit a flame. Then life came dressed in shadows, with no mercy in its eyes. One last breath between our fingers, and forever said goodbye. I waited where the flowers froze, when no one else would ever go. But somewhere under all that pain, your love was calling me by name. I will hold on through the breaking, I will stand beneath the storm. Even when my heart is shaking, I will keep your fire warm. I will walk through every winter till the dawn returns again. I will turn these tears to rivers, I will turn this loss to strength. If the night becomes an ocean, if the stars forget the sky, I will keep my soul wide open, with your light still burning inside. Time moved on like quiet footsteps, leaving dust across the years. I learned to speak with empty rooms, I learned to smile through hidden tears. There were roads I almost followed, there were doors I almost closed, but hope kept rising from the ashes like a rose no darkness knows. I found your voice in small things, in the morning, in the rain. Not a ghost, not just a memory, but a reason to remain. I will hold on through the breaking, I will stand beneath the storm. Even when my heart is shaking, I will keep your fire warm. I will walk through every winter till the dawn returns again. I will turn these tears to rivers, I will turn this loss to strength. If the night becomes an ocean, if the stars forget the sky, I will keep my soul wide open, with your light still burning inside. I was buried by the side scar became a doorway, every fall became a vow. Every prayer I cried in darkness is a thunder in me now. Love is not the end of sorrow. Love is not a perfect dream. Love is standing in the ruins where the silence learns to sing. So let the choir wake the heavens, let the drums shake every wall. I have lost enough to know this: a broken heart can still stand tall. I will rise through all the breaking, I will roar above the storm. Even with my whole soul shaking, I will keep your fire warm. I will run into the morning, I will face the burning rain. I will turn our final goodbye into something that remains. If the night becomes an ocean, I will sail it with my scars. If the world forgets our story, I will write it in the stars. I will live beyond the sorrow, I will love beyond the pain. I will carry you forever like a sunrise in my veins. And when the last choir is singing, when the final bells take flight, I will know we were not broken, we were changed into light. I heard the rain on the chapel roof, like a heart that learned to cry. Your name was written in the thunder, but your hand had left mine. We love like souls with no tomorrow, burning bright against the wind. I kept your coat beside the doorway, like the winter might return. In the house we filled with laughter, I watched every candle burn. We were more than hearts in motion, we were fighters learning grace. You saw beauty in my silence, you saw courage in my face. We made plans beneath the streetlights, with the future in our hands. Every dream became a promise, every promise learned to stand. But the world can break a lifetime in a moment cold and small. One last look, one fading whisper, then I had to face it all. I waited through the longest rain, I held your name inside my pain. And when the dark was all I found, your love still pulled me from the ground. I still believe in the dawn, even after the night is gone. Even when my heart is torn, I will rise where I was worn. I will walk through the fire, I will kneel, then I'll stand. like a flame inside my hand. If the sky falls down around me, if the road is hard and long, I will breathe through every sorrow. I still believe in the dawn. Years became a quiet battlefield where I fought without a sword. Every morning asked for courage, every prayer became a door. I saw your shadow in the windows, heard your voice inside the rain. Not a ghost that came to haunt me, but a light that healed the pain. I learned hope is not a sunrise that arrives without a scar. Hope is walking through the darkness, still believing in the stars. I still believe in the dawn, even after the night is gone. Even when my heart is torn, I will rise where I was worn. I will walk through the fire, I will kneel, then I'll stand. I will carry every memory like a flame inside my hand. If the sky falls down around me, if the road is hard and long, I will breathe through every sorrow. I still believe in the dawn. I have lost more than I dreamed of, I have cried more than I knew. I have held the broken pieces of the life I built with you. But love is not defeated when the body has to leave. Love becomes the sacred reason why the wounded still believe. So let the choir wake the heavens, let the thunder shake the stone. I have walked through every shadow, but I never walked alone. I still believe in the dawn.
I still believe in the dawn.
Now I'm stronger than the storm.
I'm stronger than the storm.
Every tear that tried to drown me,
Every tear that tried to drown me,
made a river where I'm born.
made a river where I'm born.
I will rise through the fire,
Will rise through the fire.
I will sing through the rain.
I will sing through the rain.
I will turn this broken story
Into
something that remains. If the mountains fall before me, if the oceans rage and roar, I will love beyond the ending. I will hope forevermore. I still believe in the dawn.
I still believe in the dawn.
I still believe in the light.
I still believe in the light.
I still believe that broken hearts can become wings in the night. And when the final choir is calling, when the last stars carry on, I will smile through all my scars. I still believe in the dawn. I kept your coat beside the doorway. Now I wear your light with her. In the house we filled with laughter, I watch. I found our names beneath the old bridge, carved where the river used to rise. The years had worn away the letters, but not the fire behind my eyes. We were young when love first found us, in a town of rain and stone. You were light inside my silence. I was scared to be alone. We held dreams like fragile lanterns, walking roads the world forgot. Every kiss became a promise, every promise cost a lot. Then the night came without mercy, with a wind that stole your breath. I stood frozen in the doorway, learning life can look like death. I called your name into the rain, I begged the sky to trade my pain, but somewhere deep beneath it all, you left a heart that would not fall. I will rise when the dark comes calling. I will stand when the stars are gone. Even if my soul is breaking, I will keep on holding on. I will walk through the fire slowly. I will bleed, but not let go. Every road that tries to end me only teaches me to grow. If the world becomes a silence, if the heavens close the door, I will love beyond the sorrow, till my heart can love once more. Years went by like empty stations, trains of strangers, nameless towns. I kept searching every window for the face I had lost and found. There were nights I slept with questions, there were days I wore a smile, but inside my chest your memory walked beside me mile by mile. Hope was never loud or easy, hope was just a whispered flame. When I thought I could not make it, it was you who spoke my name. I will rise when the dark comes calling. I will stand when the stars are gone. Even if my soul is breaking, I will keep on holding. where no light answers. I have been lost beneath the weight. I have screamed into the midnight with my hands against the gate. But pain became a holy river, washing fear out of my bones. Every scar became a chapter, every tear became a stone. Love is not the song of angels when the morning feels so near. Love is singing through the thunder when there's nothing left but fear. So let the choir break the darkness, let the drums wake up the sky. I was never born for ashes, I was born to rise. I will rise when the dark comes calling. I will stand when the stars are gone. Now my broken soul is burning like 1,000 morning suns. I will run through the fire shouting. I will tear the night apart. Every loss that tried to kill me built a kingdom in my heart. If the world becomes a silence, I will be the voice that roars. If the heavens close above me, I will open my own doors. I will love beyond the sorrow, I will hope beyond the pain. I will carry you forever like a sunrise through my veins. And when the final choir is rising, when the last horizon calls, they will know I kept believing with a heart that would not fall. I found our names beneath the old bridge, carved where the river used to rise. The years had worn away the letters, but not the fire. I used to count the evening windows, waiting for your light to glow. Now the street is full of strangers, and the wind speaks soft and low. We met beneath a tired marquee, where the rain fell silver blue. You were holding back a lifetime, I was learning how to lose. We were not the kind of lovers made of perfect, easy lines. We were bruised and we were honest, two old souls ahead of time. You gave my restless heart a harbor, I gave your wounded dreams a name. In the smallness of our kitchen, we built castles out of flame. Then the call came after midnight, and the room forgot to breathe. One cold chair, one folded jacket, and a world brought to its knees. I stood where all our tomorrows broke, with your last words in my coat. But even when the sky turned gray, something in me chose to stay. I am the man who stayed when the lights went down, when the music stopped, when no one else was around. I held the weight of goodbye. I carried years in my hands. I kept a place for your memory where my broken heart could stand. And though the night was long, though the angels felt far away, I kept breathing for the promise that love does not fade. I am the man who stayed. Seasons change the shape of sorrow, painted dust across the door. I learned your absence like a language. I heard your footsteps on the floor. There were birthdays with no candles. There were letters never sent. There were Sundays at the station where I waited and I wept. But somewhere in the quiet damage, hope arrived without a sound. Not a miracle from heaven, just my knees above the ground. I began to mend the silence, one small mercy at a time, till your love was not a prison, but a lantern in my spine. I am the man who stayed when the lights went down, when the music stopped, when no one else was around. I held the weight of goodbye. I carried years in my hands. I kept a place for your memory where my broken heart could stand. And though the night was long, though the angels felt far away, I kept breathing for the promise that love does not fade. I am the man who stayed. I have spoken to the ceiling like it knew where you had gone. I have worn a brave man's jacket while my soul was barely strong. I have watched the world keep moving when my world had lost its name. I have smiled for other people with a storm behind my face. But grief is not the end of loving, and tears are not defeat. Sometimes standing in the ruins is the bravest kind of peace. So let the choir lift the darkness, let the drums unlock the sky. I did not survive by forgetting, I survived because you taught me why. I am the man who stayed. Now the lights come back around. Now the music rises higher. Now my heart becomes the sound. I held the weight of goodbye. Now I raise it like a crown. Every year that tried to break me only drove my roots deeper down. I am the voice in the silence. I am the hand through the rain. the prayer that kept on walking through the cathedral of pain. And if the world should ask my story, I will not look away. I loved, I lost, I waited, I endured another day. I am the man who stayed with your light inside my name, not trapped inside the sorrow, but transformed by the flame. Let the choir shake the heavens, let the final thunder play.
I kept your shadow in the hallway where the evening used to fall. Every echo knew your footsteps, every silence knew it all. We were born beneath the same rain, two young hearts with tired eyes. You were carrying 1,000 storms, I was hiding my goodbyes. We found shelter in each other, in a world that moved too fast. You gave meaning to my future, I gave mercy to your past. We had nothing but a small room, one old piano, one dream wide. But every note became a promise, every tear stayed by our side. Then the night arrived without mercy, with no warning, with no sound. One last kiss, one broken whisper, and my whole sky hit the ground. I waited where the candles died, with your name still burning inside. And when the world forgot my pain, your love rose up through the rain. I will carry on through the thunder, I will stand when the heavens fall. Even if my soul is wounded, I will answer when hope calls. I will walk across the darkness with your memory in my hands. Every scar that tried to break me will become the place I stand. If the road is long and lonely, if the stars are out of sight, I will keep on moving forward until my heart becomes the light. Years went by like quiet soldiers, marching heavy through my chest. I learned to live with empty mornings, I learned to breathe without rest. There were rooms I could not enter, there were songs I could not play, there were dreams I left unopened for the words I couldn't say. But hope is not a golden sunrise, that appears without a fight. Hope is one more step in sorrow, one more prayer into the night. And somewhere deep inside the aching, I heard your voice so clear, so near. Do not let the dark define you. I am love, and love is here. I will carry on through the thunder. I will stand when the heavens fall. Even if my soul is wounded, I will answer when hope calls. I will walk across the darkness with your memory in my hands. Every scar that tried to break me will become the place I stand. If the road is long and lonely, if the stars are out of sight, I will keep on moving forward until my heart becomes the light. I have been lost beneath the silence. I have been crushed beneath the years. I have worn a smile for strangers while I drowned in secret tears. But grief can turn into a mountain, and mountains teach the soul to climb. Pain can carve a deeper river where love can still survive. So let the choir wake the morning, let the drums break through the stone. I am not the man who lost you, I am the man your love made whole. I will carry on through the thunder. I will rise when the heavens fall. Now my broken voice is stronger. Now my scars have heard the call. I will run across the darkness. I will tear the night in two. Every dream that turned to ashes will be born again in you. If the road is long and lonely, I will walk it brave and true. If the world forgets our story, I will sing it into blue. I will love beyond the ending. I will hope beyond the fight. I will turn my deepest sorrow into wings of burning light. Let the choir shake the heavens, let the final bells ignite. I survived the longest darkness until my heart became the light. I kept your shadow in the hallway. Now your light lives in my name. You were never just my heartbreak. You were the fire I became.
In the mirror after midnight, I see the man you left behind. Older eyes, a quieter smile, and a heart still chasing time. There's a suit inside the closet from the night we danced in blue. I never wore it after autumn, it belonged too much to you. There's a crack across the ceiling, like the line between our years. I have learned to live beneath it, with my hands full of old tears. I used to think that love was holding, never letting someone go.
snow. I have fought the lonely mornings, I have cursed the empty sky, but every wound that tried to break me taught my broken wings to fly. In the mirror after midnight, I still see your shadow there. Through the scars, through the silence, through the years I learned to bear. If your road no longer finds me, if your voice is just the past, I will keep the love that shaped me, like a flame that's built to last. There were nights I heard your laughter in the hallway of my mind. There were days I almost followed every ghost you left behind. But the world kept turning slowly, and the sun kept asking more. So I opened up the windows that I used to keep ignored. Then I saw my own reflection, not a man destroyed by pain, but a soul that walked through sorrow and still learned to rise again. In the mirror after midnight, I still see your shadow there. Through the scars, through the silence, through the years I learned to bear. If your road no longer finds me, if your voice is just the past, I will keep the love that shaped me, like a flame that's built to last. Maybe losing you was thunder, maybe loving you was rain, maybe every broken promise was a doorway through the pain. I won't beg the past to answer, I won't ask the night for more. I have carried what you gave me, now I'm stronger than before. And if someday I hear your name again, I will not fall apart. I will smile because you live there, in the deepest room of my heart. In the mirror after midnight, I no longer fear my face. Through the loss, through the longing, I have found a deeper grace. Let the years take what they came for, let the dark call out my name. I will stand with hope unbroken, I will rise above the flame. In the mirror after midnight, I see more than what I lost. I see every tear that made me, every dream that paid the cost. If your road no longer finds me, if your voice is just the past, I will keep the love that shaped me, like a flame that's built to last. In the mirror after midnight, I see the man I had to be. You may be gone from my tomorrow, but your love still lives in me. Your shoes are still beside the doorway, pointing toward a road you never took. pass them every morning, like a question I can't look. The house still wakes before the sunrise, but it doesn't sound the same. No soft steps across the hallway, no one whispering my name. I kept your coat upon the chair back, kept your records on the shelf, not because I couldn't move on, but I didn't know myself. There are places grief can hide in, small enough to go unseen. In a cup, a key, a photograph, in the spaces in between. I have carried quiet mornings, I have learned the weight of days, but love can live through broken things in unexpected ways. The shoes you left behind still walk inside my mind, through the halls, through the years, through the river of my tears. If your road no longer turns to me, if your heart is far from mine, I will bless the love that made me strong, and leave the pain behind. I used to think that letting go meant I had to lose your face, but some memories become shelter, not a chain around a place. So I opened every window, lit the daylight cross the floor, watched the dust rise like a prayer from the life we had before. And for the first time in forever, I could breathe without regret. I could love what we were given without needing to forget. The shoes you left behind still walk inside my mind, through the halls, through the years, through the river of my tears. If your road no longer turns to me, if your heart is far from mine, I will bless the love that made me strong, and leave the pain behind. Maybe sorrow is a doorway, maybe loss is not the end. Maybe every broken season comes to teach the heart to mend. I won't run from what I carry, I won't hide from what I feel. Every wound became a witness that the love we had was real. So tonight I'll touch the doorway where your shadow used to stand, and I'll thank you for the courage you placed inside my hands. The shoes you left behind no longer keep me blind. Through the storm, through the flame, I have risen from your name. Let the old rooms keep their silence, let the years rewrite the walls. I will walk into tomorrow with your love beneath it all. The shoes you left behind are not chains around my life. They are proof that I was loved once. They are stars inside the night. If your road no longer turns to me, that made me strong and leave the pain behind. Your shoes are still beside the doorway, but now I understand. They are not the road that took you. They are the strength to help me stand.
There's a window facing west, where the sunset used to burn. I still stand there every evening, waiting for the sky to turn. We watch the day fall down in colors, gold and crimson on the glass. You said nothing lasts forever, but some moments learn to last. Your hand was warm inside my fingers, your eyes were full of far away. I didn't know that kind of silence was a heart prepared to break. Then you left before the winter, with no anger in your eyes, just a tear that held a lifetime and a final soft goodbye. I have counted all the evenings, I have worn the weight of time, but every fading line of sunlight still draws you across my mind. At the window facing west, I still feel you in my chest. Through the dark, through the years, through the falling of my tears. If the sunset takes your name away, if tomorrow never brings you back, I will keep the love that made me brave, where the lonely sky turns black. At the window facing west, I still feel you in my chest. Through the dark, through the years, through the falling of my tears. If the sunset takes your name away, if tomorrow never brings you back, I will keep the love that made me brave, where the lonely sky turns black. I tried to close the heavy curtains, tried to shut the memories out, but the room became much colder without your ghost moving around. So I opened every shadow, let the evening fill the floor, and I learned that grief is not a prison when you stop fighting the door. Now I speak to you in silence, not because I cannot heal, but because the love we carry was too beautiful not to feel. At the window facing west, I still feel you in my chest. Through the dark, through the years, through the falling of my tears. If the sunset takes your name away, if tomorrow never brings you back, I will keep the love that made me brave, where the lonely sky turns black. Maybe love is not possession, maybe longing is not chains, maybe all the pain we carry is the proof that love remains. I have fallen with the daylight, I have risen with the dawn, I have held your memory gently and still found the strength to go on. So I won't curse the empty evening, I won't fear the coming night. Every sunset that once broke me
now becomes another light. At the window facing west, I am stronger than the rest. Through the storm, through the scars, I have learned to hold the stars. Let the sky burn out above me, let the years take what they claim. I will stand with hope unbroken, I will rise beyond the pain. At the window facing west, I no longer wait to be blessed. What we lost became my courage, what we loved became my breath. If the sunset takes your name away, if tomorrow never brings you back, I will keep the love that made me brave, where the lonely sky turns black. There's a window facing west, but it no longer feels like loss. It is where I learned that love survives, even after paying the cost. Under the broken Ferris wheel, where the summer lights went cold, I found the ghost of who we were in a ticket torn and old. We were young beneath the neon, laughing louder than the crowd. You held my hand like it was forever, like love was safe above the ground. The music played from rusted speakers, the night smelled sweet with rain. You said remember this forever, and I never was the same. But life can turn without a warning, like a wheel against the sky. One day you were my whole tomorrow, then I watched tomorrow die. I have carried every season since the lights went out that night. But even ruins keep a heartbeat when love once made them bright. Under the broken Ferris wheel, I still feel what I used to feel. Through the years, through the pain, through the echoes of your name. If the world is taking you from me, if your smile is lost in time, I will keep our little piece of heaven alive inside my mind. I came back when the fair was empty, when the gates were chained and still. Weeds were growing through the pavement, like hope against its will. I stood where you once kissed me, with the stars above our heads, and I heard your laughter in the silence, calling softly from the dead. But I don't call this grief my prison, I don't call these scars defeat. You became the sacred reason I kept standing on my feet. Under the broken Ferris wheel, I still feel what I used to feel. pain through the echoes of your name. If the world has taken you from me, if your smile is lost in time, I will keep our little piece of heaven alive inside my mind. Even when it ends in tears, maybe love becomes immortal when it survives the passing years. I have fallen in the darkness, I have begged my heart to heal, but every broken dream has taught me how to find what still is real. So I'll lift my eyes above the ruins, past the steel against the night, and I'll thank the pain for proving that I once touched something bright. Under the broken Ferris wheel, I have learned my heart can heal. Through the storm, through the flame, I am stronger than your name. Let the old lights fall to pieces, let the years erase the ground. I will rise from every memory with a soul that still is proud. Under the broken Ferris wheel, love was lost, but love was real. And if heaven keeps the ones we miss, then I'll meet you where it spins. If the world has taken you from me, if your smile is lost in time, I will keep our little piece of heaven alive inside my mind.
Under the broken Ferris wheel,
The night no longer feels alone,
some places hold the pain we live.
and teach the heart to carry on. There's a violin in the attic, sleeping under sheets of dust. I had locked away its music, like I locked away our love. I climbed the stairs one winter evening, with a candle in my hand. Every step became a memory, every breath became a man. There were boxes full of old dreams, letters tied with fading thread, and your violin lay silent, like a voice that time had kept. You used to play beside the window, when the whole world felt too loud. You could turn my fear to stillness. You could pull stars from the clouds. I have lived inside the quiet. I have made my peace with pain. But one forgotten note can open every door I closed in vain. So I play the violin in the attic with trembling hands and a broken heart. Through the sorrow, through the silence, I found you. If your voice is gone forever, if your touch is only air, I will let your music carry me to the place where you are there. The first note broke like thunder, then it fell into a prayer. I could feel you standing near me, like your soul was in the air. I remembered how you told me love is never truly lost. It becomes the song inside us. It remains through every cost. So I stopped being afraid of healing, stopped believing hope was wrong. Maybe grief is not an ending. Maybe grief becomes a song. So I play the violin in the attic with trembling hands and a broken heart. Through the sorrow, through the silence, I found you. If your touch is only air, I will let your music carry me to the place where you are there. Maybe love is not the body, maybe love is not the years, maybe every soul we lose comes back through our tears. I have fallen in the darkness, I have begged the night for peace, but the song you left inside me taught my wounded heart release. So tonight I won't stay silent, I won't hide from what remains. I will turn this lonely attic into thunder, light and flame. So I play the violin in the attic till the walls began to shine. Through the loss, through the longing, I felt your heartbeat inside mine. Let the roof shake with the music, let the heavens hear the sound. I will rise from every memory that once tried to pull me down. I play the violin.
if your touch is only air, I will let your music carry me to the place where you are there.
There's a violin in the attic, but it no longer sleeps in dust. It sings the pain, it sings the promise, it sings what's left of us.